Arizona. A very good morning to you. I dread to think what the time is there. Give us a sense of the kind of mood. You know, it's lots of excitement, I suppose, around all of this, because a lot of it hangs in the balance, whether or not we're going to have a lame duck president in the form of Biden, or perhaps the resurgence of your great friend Donald Trump.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This is a very, very big moment. And Arizona, absolutely a key state, a real bellwether state, a state that, of course, has been held for most of the last few years by the Republicans, but went Democrat in 2020 to the shock of many. The truth of it is, I think we've seen from the Republicans and conservative movement in America unrealistic expectations. They expected a red tsunami, that somehow, you know, there were going to be lots and lots of wins, Senate seat wins for the Republicans. The truth is, it's not happening. It's not happening. Yes, the Republicans are picking up seats. Yes, there'll be a Republican win tonight, but it's not going to be the red tsunami. And actually, it'll be like most midterms. Most midterms go against the incumbent president. The way it looks right now, it's not going to be anything particularly exceptional. Will it limit Biden's ability to govern and pass through law? Yes, it will. Does it give Donald Trump the huge springboard he would have hoped for? I'm not sure it does. And there's one result that really stands out tonight, and it's Florida. Ron DeSantis won that in 2018 with just under 50% of the vote. This time, he was nearer 60% of the vote. So the debate that is going to go on within the Republican Party as to whether they should pick Trump or DeSantis, that's going to reach fever pitch, in my opinion, over the next few weeks. And I say that as a friend of Donald Trump.
And how is your friend, Mr. Trump, feeling about that and Ron DeSantis' success last night? I mean, he really came out of nowhere in the last 4 years, but now looks as though he could be going head-to-head with your friend Donald Trump for the presidency. I mean, that's got to be a little bit stressful for Mr. Trump, is it not?
I think that's right. And I mean, in a world of alpha males, these are two alpha male characters that I think are on the verge of clashing in a very big way. Trump has had the overwhelming support of the Republican base. He's still got that support, but DeSantis now may well be a serious challenger to that position.
And who do you think will win that? I mean, objectively, because I know you've met Ron DeSantis as well. And you just explained to us how they differentiate. I suppose for a lot of people over here, people know DeSantis is very anti-gay marriage and some of those kinds of positions. He's much more conservative in that sense, perhaps, than Trump. But what else, differentiates them?
Well, DeSantis is very socially conservative. That's absolutely right. He has, without doubt, done a good job as the governor of Florida. He's cleared up the electoral process in Florida. He's reaped the rewards with a huge gain. And what DeSantis fans are saying is he's won over the undecideds in the middle, and that what Trump does is to appeal to a big base who fanatically support him, but not big enough to win the presidency. Against that, I would say Donald Trump is far more down to earth, far more likely to reach working class voters in the Midwest, in the Rust Belt, the former steel areas, and places like that. I mean, if there was a contest tomorrow as to who Republicans would pick as their presidential candidate, it would be Donald Trump. But in the light of these results tonight, and hey, by the way, the counting is not over yet, but from what I can see of the results tonight, the numbers supporting DeSantis will be much higher than it was before. So, there could be a really titanic clash here between two alpha males. Trump, overstated, extrovert, makes me feel like an introvert. DeSantis, a much quieter kind of figure.
Nigel, we can't imagine you as an introvert. I wanted to ask you about the Republicans potentially taking over the House of Representatives, which does look likely at the moment. What do you think would happen into that investigation into January the 6th and the insurrection of the White House on Capitol Hill? Would that be stopped, do you think? And there's also been a conversation about potentially impeaching Joe Biden or looking into investigating his son for his links to China. What do you know about those kind of options on the table?
Well, look, a majority in the House and a narrow majority in the Senate, which is the likely outcome of this, as I say, not a red tsunami, the red win or the Republicans will put an end to the January the 6th Spanish-style Inquisition. But I don't want to see every president impeached. It's just not good for American democracy. But Hunter Biden has made millions from Ukraine, from Russia, from China. All of this, which broke shortly before the elections in 2020, was buried by mainstream media, not allowed to even be discussed by Twitter, Facebook, and all the rest of it. Should there be a full investigation into Hunter Biden and how he's made his money? Absolutely. Does that mean there should be a never-ending series of impeachments against every sitting US president? Well, you have to ask yourself whether that's good for democracy.
And Nigel, just finally, we were talking to Republicans abroad yesterday on the programme who were saying that, the Trump-endorsed candidates will be very important as Donald Trump sort of weighs up whether or not he runs and announces. Now, I know in your programme last night, you believe that's absolutely what he's going to do on Tuesday, is announce he's running.
Yeah.
Do you think that he might be a bit deterred by the fact that there hasn't been this red tsunami, as you describe it?
It may make him think again. One of the big results is yet to come here in Arizona tonight, and that is Carrie Lake's challenge to Hobbs, who is the incumbent. And I just think that if Carrie Lake wins, then the Trump train is still on. If Carrie Lake doesn't win, he's going to have some slight second thought. I still think he'll do it, but face a tough challenge from DeSantis.